Well, I think humanity is reaching the time where it needs to face the obvious, that when you look out into the universe, into the galaxy, and you realize that you're looking at a tiny, tiny frequency range called visible light, which is the only frequency range we can see, and that you look at the diversity of form within the animal kingdom on Earth within that frequency range, and you look at the diversity of human form, for goodness sake, as well. And the idea that humans are the only form of life, I was almost going to say intelligent life then, but of course we are constantly showing that there's a doubt about that often. The idea that we are the only form of life that we call human, 2 legs, a head, and arms and torso and all that, is absolutely beyond ridiculous, ludicrous. And so the question is not, are there other forms of what we call intelligent life? It's, where are they and what form do they take? And I think there are multiple answers to the question, in the sense that beyond visible light, beyond that frequency band that we can see, is infinity, an infinity of life and possibility. But even within this frequency band, there are other forms of life that are not human. And if you look at the ancient accounts, as well as modern experiences that people have told about, there is certainly forms of life within the Earth that is not human. And this is a common theme in ancient cultures around the world, and it's certainly been backed up by the personal experiences of people, not least working in underground bases with the military, and really beyond top secret projects. That yes, these entities do exist, and you know, if you look at it statistically, the chances of them not existing is far greater than actually them being here. So I would say absolutely yes. What their agenda is and exactly what the history is, well, that's to be seen. But the fact that they exist, I have no doubt about that whatsoever.
That's great, thanks. And so with regards to UFO technology, there's no doubt UFOs exist, but why do you think they're not exposed or brought out into the, you know, we kind of know the answers, but I'd like you to say it on camera. I think, why do you think UFOs are not like brought out, disclosures made, you know, free energy, all these things?
Well, there's a lot of answers to that. One of them is that if you want to keep people ignorant of life and ignorant of their own nature and ignorant of the nature of the reality we're experiencing, then it's very good if you can keep them in the sense of limitation that humanity is alone, and there is no other life out there that we know about. And in terms of the UFOs, it's been my experience and my research over the years that at least most what we call UFOs, anti-gravity technology, are flown by humans, not by extraterrestrials, because it's a form of technology that has been known about for a long time, and it is actually quite straightforward technology if you understand how reality and energy actually works. So a lot of these unidentified flying objects and ships and stuff that you see flown, not all of them, not saying that, but a lot of them are actually flown by humans in the military. And of course, you've mentioned about free energy technology. An offshoot of anti-gravity technology is the ability to harness the natural electrical magnetic forces in the atmosphere all around us and turn it into usable warmth and power, which is what's known as free energy, not just free in terms of you create more energy than it takes to create it, but actually free in financial terms once you've got the kit that can do the transfer from magnetic electrical forces into warmth and power. And of course, people like Nikola Tesla, who died penniless in 1943 after being one of the greatest scientists that certainly the modern world has ever known. He managed to harness this, and once that the power companies and people like J.P. Morgan realized what the potential was for free energy. I mean, that's their worst nightmare. The people getting free energy. What? How do we control them if they do that? That they destroyed him. The whole radar technology that Marconi is supposed to have been responsible for. Nikola Tesla took him to the Supreme Court and won in America for stealing Tesla's work and then claiming it for himself. So you're talking a genius. And one of the things that Tesla said many times is that all the power we need is all around us. The electrical power of the universe, the electrical power that's in the atmosphere around us. And that is the worst nightmare in many ways, because if you're going to control a population, you need the population dependent upon what you control. So if we introduced free energy and people had a piece of kit in their home that gave them all the warmth and power they needed free of charge anytime they wanted, then that is a massive area of control that has gone, because the idea is to create a situation where people have to serve your system and be a slave to your system by having to earn the money to pay for the basics of life, including warmth and power. And if you therefore start losing these control systems which people have to pay for, like you give them free energy, then that whole need to serve your system is diluted very, very substantially. So that they want to keep that quiet. And it's interesting, isn't it, that the people that are suppressing free energy technology and have been now since way back in the early parts of the 20th century, they are the same people that are saying we must save the world from global warming or climate change. Well, okay, that's fair enough. If you say carbon dioxide is causing it, then here we go. Release the free energy technology, done deal. But they won't, because they've invented the whole climate change, global warming farce to deindustrialize the world and have the excuse for transforming society, which they're doing all the time on the basis of we must save the planet. So here we have a situation where beautiful areas of Britain, and never mind other countries, are being destroyed by these grotesque wind farms on the basis of we must reduce carbon dioxide, uselessly inept and inefficient wind farms, while sitting in the background is free energy, which they won't release. Now, if the whole UFO thing came out and the anti-gravity technology came out, then free energy could not be denied any longer. So that is one reason it's suppressed, but there are many, and one of them is to keep the ludicrous myth going that we're the only what we call forms of intelligent life in this reality that we're experiencing. We're one of infinite numbers.